Breaking news on the Rondé Barber Show after the stunning announcements, the comebacks of Phillip Rivers and Jason Pierre-Paul. Everyone, Hall of Famer, Tampa Bay Buccaneers legend Rondé Barber is...
Still retired.
Still retired. But back for the Rondé Barber Show. Oh, yeah? Lot to talk about this week.
From the Stream Center, this is the Rondé Barber Show, sponsored by Advent Health and Renewal by Andersen. Here's your host, JB Buno, and Hall of Famer Rondé Barber.
Phillip Rivers, Jason Pierre-Paul, old guys trying to play football. This one is definitely done.
You sure?
I am done.
Yeah, the Bucs apparently need help in the secondary right now, Rondé.
I got a workout the other day, and I feel like crap right now. So, no chance. Although I wish them well. Like, Phillip Rivers, I mean, yeah, he may be a little weight heavy now, but I'm sure he can still play. The biggest thing is JPP coming off his couch after almost 3 years.
Yeah.
And that being our best option. But he's showing up at least during Bucko Bruce week. JB, where is your orange?
Yeah, man.
Rhett's got all his orange on. I got all my orange on. You got like nothing.
I'm too depressed.
You know what?
I'm too depressed.
I feel like
Sorry.
Garrett, Rhett, I feel like this is foreshadowing to the pick six. Yeah. Right now.
Get ready.
Actually, I think he has black on. Do you have black on?
It's a blue.
All right, cool.
I don't know. I'm just too disappointed in the Bucs right now after, again.
Oh, we could talk about that. We'll be sure to talk about it.
Oh, my goodness.
This is one of those weeks. You know what? Mama said there'd be days like this, JB.
A stinker. A stinker.
Rhett, come talk this dude off the ledge,
Yeah,
please.
I'm on it. I'm on it. It's a long way down.
You got to rise up, man. Disappointment abounds after losing to the once lowly New Orleans Saints. But I remember when I was playing, Monty, Kiffin, we'd come in the next day, and we were watching the damn film, right? Like, even if we sucked, we were going to watch the film. And you know the best thing about watching film together, actually, is like when you play well. So conversely, the worst thing about watching film together is when you play bad.
Play terribly.
When you play bad. Look, dude, I don't do this very often because for the last 14 years, I've watched every moment of Bucs football. There was absolutely nothing to learn from that film that I didn't see with my own eyes. So I didn't watch it. This is the first time, literally, in 14 years that I haven't watched a Bucs game because I just didn't want to disappoint myself all over again. I mean, I went to the game, but there's probably nothing more dissatisfying than watching a team underachieve, and that's what that game felt like to me. So I was like, I'm not watching it. Start special teams.
What is that? Hold on. What does that mean for a second? I want to expand it. When you say you didn't watch,
yeah,
what does that mean exactly?
So I got the all-22. I just turned on the all-22, watched the film like I did when I was playing.
Did
just
you start watching the game and then you turned it off?
No, I didn't even go.
You didn't even go?
No.
You didn't watch a minute of it as it happened?
Full disclosure, all my prep for this week was off the top of my head. It was not based on film study. Usually I take take some notes when I watch the game, figure out what I want to talk about in this show, maybe later on in the week with some other stuff that I'm doing. But I don't know what actually happened in that game. I am just giving it the eye test. And the eye test tells me this. Special teams, first of all, is a major disappointment. Kickoff coverage continues to be a major disappointment. I don't know why. Maybe they don't have the right players. Number two, Baker under way too much duress. He completed 47% of his passes for the second time in 3 weeks with zero explosives, by the way. And to me, it's simple. Why, right? It's the injuries have caught up to us. It's just not the same offense. It's completely unrecognizable from what it was supposed to be at the start of the year. And don't even get me started on Mecca's drops. It is an issue. Like, you can't say it's, one here or there. It's no, it's an issue at this point. You got to fix it. O-line, porous. Bredesen gets hurt again. It's like, ugh. Right? Fourth down ineptness. And then the defense is just not good right now, right? Can't be counted on, especially when it really matters. So How do I fix that? I don't know. Complexity is confusion and wide open receivers. I don't know. They're just bad right now. So there's too many categories to say where they've been bad the past 5 weeks: points, yards, passing yards, red zone efficiency. So for now, and I'm just going to leave this at this, personnel aside, this doesn't look like a team that has any answers to the questions that are presented them on Sundays. And so they got 4 weeks to figure that out. But good thing is, JB, there is no selection committee for the NFL postseason.
You just gotta win a garbage division,
right? We're us in Carolina are JMU and or James Madison and Tulane right now. Right, the contract requires us to put somebody in, but they just don't look like contenders, man. They've lost 5 of 7, which correlates exactly to the number of fourth downs that they lost on Sunday. I'm moving on. I am really moving on from this. You down with JPP?
Hey, how about it, man? Out of nowhere. And finally, for folks, a little bit of inside baseball on this show. We're used to there being that big, Bucs news that drops the moment that we are done recording this show. So it's a relief that we finally get some news earlier on enough in the week that Rondé can actually give his take on it. So yes, Rondé, are you down with JPP is the real question here.
Well, can it get any worse?
I don't think we're signing him like Phillip Rivers to play quarterback. No. He's getting after the QB. But the question is, can he?
Look, he knows the defense. Most importantly, right? If you need a short-term fix, you go get somebody that's been here before. You can't go get Shaq Barrett, right? He tried that last year. JPP's obviously been hankering to come back. Dude, he looks good on his gram. I saw him with his shirt off on Instagram. He looks all right.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
I don't know.
Well, does that count for anything?
I look good just now when I was getting ready to warm up, but people see me all the time. It's funny. People see me all the time. Like, I'm 50 and, still kind of look like I work out. They're like, man, you look like you could play still.
Well, they're like, hey, suit up.
Suit up, man.
Suit up.
I'm like, you are out of your God-blessed mind. There's no chance I'm suiting up. But JPP's only 3 years removed. I know he bounced around at 2023. Garrett, give me the facts here. Bounced around 2023, right? 3 different teams. His last season with us, he had 3 sacks, which would probably put him close to the top of. Sorry, I'm being snarky. I can't.
But you know what? Though, after the loss, this is the week to be a little snarky on this program.
Yeah, man. You know what it is after this loss that just hurts you. You realize that every game earlier in the year could have been this. We were just buoyed by Baker heroics early in the year, right? And so we get to the next game, and all 4 of us are texting each other. Oh, we got the ball back. I mean, Deion Jones catch the damn interception, by the way. But we get the ball back, and all 4 of us are like, I feel Baker magic.
That was me. I was the one who
here it comes
was feeling
again.
It the most. I was
here
like,
it comes again.
This is it. We're not losing to the
it's gonna
Saints, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a return to what it was earlier in the year.
And then, wait, hold on. I have it.
Look, we lost to a what we came into the week last week saying was a pathetic team. So if you get beat by a pathetic team, what does that make you? So
yeah, well, you are what your record says you are, right? We've said that like a broken record on this program. But okay, let's go back to JPP for a second. You look at your phone. I don't know if it was Rhett or Garrett breaking the news to you on your phone, or if you got an inside scoop. Before.
I had no inside scoop on this.
No inside scoop. This was
whatsoever.
So Rondé Barber, of all people, with all of his connections, is completely surprised by this signing. Sure. And your initial reaction is what?
Well, before I'll answer that question, short week. So I was only in the building for 5 minutes to record my game plan thing that goes on in the stadium before. I didn't walk the building this week. I was just I think a lot of people had their heads down, and I didn't want to be part of any of that stuff. So initial reaction was, can't get worse.
Right.
It can't. We just can't. Yes, we got some pressure on Tyler Shuck the other day. I mean, I said this to you guys. Vita Vea is on track to have, a year like he had last year where he was, I think, second on our team in sacks. Like that one guy is playing pretty well.
Consistent is
at least
the word.
Pushing the pocket, getting after the quarterback, creating opportunities for other people. Nobody else is blowing you away. Like this team does not have a base defense that we as fans can rely on and watch. Like we had base defense, obviously, back in my day. Play cover 2. Like anything was going wrong, we just go to cover 2. We had any doubt, just go to cover 2, right? Did we do a whole bunch of other stuff? Yes, we played 3D, we played quarters, we blitzed a whole ton, but we had a base defense. This team doesn't have a base defense that you can just sit there and watch Yaya Diaby or any of our Braswell, or I would say Hassan Reddick, but he gets hurt. He's hurt again. Like I don't know who's going to be our edge pressure. So it can't be worse.
Jason Pierre-Paul.
It can't be worse, right? We don't have anybody. And at this point in the year, JB, like you're not going and signing somebody.
Yeah.
There's anybody on the street would already be signed by a team. So I don't know if we still have No, we don't have. We don't have anything other to lose than to sign a guy that has at least been in the system, and that was productive for. Maybe 3 years ago when he was 33. But who knows?
Let me ask you this question because I'm curious, and you might have an inkling to it. Who is the person in the room that has the idea? Hey, let's call up Jason Pierre-Paul, and see what he. Is that a Jason Light thing? Is that a Todd Bowles thing?
That's probably...
Who's the one who has the light bulb moment over their head?
Yeah, that's a good question. It could...
Right. Is it a light bulb moment? Or is it a flickering light bulb?
Or is it a scream of desperation moment? Like, oh, my God, we need somebody. Who is it?
Throw me a life jacket.
Yeah. I don't know. Be honest with you. It could be Rob McCartney. He's assistant general manager. Hey, you got JPP out there. He lives in the area. JPP's a freak athlete now. Nobody should forget that
wingspan?
Right, what this dude was when he was an active player and playing really, really well. He's part of the reason we won a Super Bowl, right? But I just don't know what it looks like. I haven't seen him in a year and a half, right? And even when he left here, I really didn't pay attention to where he went. So I put it this way. If he can help, I'm glad he's back. But if he's just a practice squad signing just for bodies, then who knows? But
outside of X's and O's, does he inject some life into this defense? A little bit of veteran leadership?
He does have a personality. He does have some energy. That is for sure, man. You know what? We saw him at the Jets game, the home opener, when we had 130 ex-players come back. JPP was there. I talked to him. He looks good. I'm not saying he doesn't look like Phillip Rivers. He doesn't have a. He doesn't have a.
We're going to talk about later.
He doesn't
on the
have
show.
a beer belly carrying his third grandchild around. But JPP. I just reiterate back. He was a freak athlete when he was playing. Now, is he done? I don't know. That's yet to be determined. We'll see when if he gets a chance to get elevated to the 53 and plays this week. And
it might feel like he's 40, everybody, but he's 36 years old. So
36.
He ain't Phillip Rivers territory. As far as his age.
He's not Rondé Barber territory at 50 and can't do it no more.
I want to see Rondé Barber suit up for one game.
Right.
One game. I want to see what that would look like. Everybody, Jason Pierre-Paul, will we see him, of course, in some sort of capacity this Sunday, of course, or excuse me, Thursday.
Thursday, tomorrow.
I'm used to saying Sunday. Tomorrow. And we'll talk about, the Thursday Night Football and against the matchup against the Falcons as well a little bit later on the show.
Bucs fans are probably pretty, opinionated on this.
I would think so. And with that, so this week on the Rondé Barber Show, we thought that it would be fun to bring in every Bucs fan.
Oh, bring them out.
Bucs fan.
Bring them out.
And when I mean every Bucs fan, I mean all of you with your posts on social media, and you have elected a representative. Yes, the man throwing up his hand right there. You have elected a representative to join us on the program, who is going to be the voice of the people.
The voice.
And a very much needed voice of the people. Everyone, welcome to the program, producer, Rhett Fail Jr., who is,
the Everyman Buck.
every
Bucs
Bucs fan on social media.
Oh, this is going to be good.
And because social media has been losing their minds, if you're, out there as a Bucs fan on social media in the aftermath of this disgusting loss to the Saints at home. Horrendous, despicable, give me a shower loss.
Find me an adjective.
We are now going to bring in Rhett here. And Rhett, here's what I would like. We're going to bring up some of the tweets, some of the posts on social media. And Rhett, what I would like for you to do, and we didn't talk about this before the stream, what I'd like for you to do is I want you to, as you read these tweets for us, we have to hear it, man. We have to hear the frustration in your voice.
Be the Buck every man.
It's 7 and 6. It's going to take a lot for me to dig that out, but I'll do it for you. I'll do it for Ronde, Pro Football Hall of Famer to my right. No disrespect here, Ronde, but when we talk about Jason Pierre-Paul, fellas, I truly feel like you're missing the bigger picture here, as our buddy James puts it.
As before we read James' tweet, let me just say we are opening up the barbecue. This is a cookout. Yeah. This is a cookout with all of our Bucs fans and Rondé Barber Show viewers. So we're firing up the barbecue, and first up at our cookout is James Hill.
I truly don't think you guys understand how bad it is right now. The Bucs sign a 36, about to be 37-year-old JPP who has not been on a football team in 2 calendar years. Is the communication, play, and leadership so bad on this defense that they needed to make this type of move? Is the coaching staff, their message not getting through to the players so severely that they needed to do this to get an extra voice in the building?
I need you to be a little more angry.
This staff and the front office have failed to create new stars in the pass rush on the defensive side of the ball. And again, resort to ghosts of the past. Do you remember Shaq Barrett's brief reunion last year? This really does feel like a desperate grasping at straws type of move that if you really wanted to do,
all caps there, all caps,
should have been done earlier in the year. Again, this team is doomsday reactive instead of proactive. We are cooked, gentlemen. I'm telling you, you truly don't understand how bad things really are.
That last bit right there is added from every Bucs fan because that wasn't actually in the tweet.
That was
bravo.
Yeah,
Bucs fan.
You got a future, man.
James wrote it. James wrote it. So
you got
bravo
a future
to
in stage, man. Like you killed that actually.
We got more tweets to come. Ronde, any thoughts on that?
I mean, he's not wrong. Every man's gonna say that, like, because they don't know. First of all, every man, you don't know what it's like to be an NFL player. So don't give me he can't do it. He has done it before.
I watch the team on TV every week. Okay, you look out who you're talking to.
Okay, enough said. Now you win, every man.
Now you are John Ledyard.
John Ledyard. We love John Ledyard.
Excuse me.
Again, just spitting facts here. This team is cooked. We are probably watching the beginning of the end for this Bucs staff unless they miraculously figure something out. It isn't all on them, but they look like a group out of answers now.
So we're just going to axe them for whom? Like, Gruden's available. Like,
he
was sitting next to me.
John was right here on this show.
Is that what we're doing again? I can see how the everyman feels that way, but I know one thing: our owners are looking for stability, right? Todd's been in this role for 4 years, and he's been to the playoffs every single year. Now, there might be a little bit left to be desired about what's going on currently, but this will all be forgotten once we make the playoffs.
Okay, so on social media, Todd Bowles, his seat is scorching hot.
Oh, yeah.
Scorching hot right now after that loss. How warm is it in the building?
It doesn't feel warm.
Not even a little tingly warm?
No, it doesn't feel like that at all.
Wow.
He's still got massive control. Dude, he's still like the same guy. Like, he's got this demeanor that on TV and in press conferences seems like really kind of nonchalant and just, aloof. The reality is he goes in there and rips them up, man. Like,
there's accountability.
There is accountability in the building. Now, whether the message is getting across or not, obviously not. We don't, lay an egg against the New Orleans Saints, who's a 2-win football team. But the reality is Todd's still doing his job. He's got fire in his belly. He just needs to find a way to get his team to take on that personality. Because we always say, like, teams take on a personality to coach, right? Like, it's like a cliche at this point, but in fact, it's actually very true. That's what leadership is. Starts top down. So I don't know why there's a disconnect, but there is certainly a disconnect right now. So every man, there you go.
YouTube comment section. We love you guys, man. Drop a YouTube comment below if you're watching the show on YouTube right now. And what we told you in past episodes, we were going to bring in the YouTube comments on this program. So every Bucs fan, Rhett Fail Jr., you are now Brian Amoli.
Yeah,
for
as the Bucs representative on behalf of Brian, I would like to apologize in advance for the spelling mistakes here. There's a couple here.
You know what? He put erroneously put the H in, but he got the
accent. Yeah, that's half the battle for most people. But Brian,
Ronde with an H. Ronde with an H here for those listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Brian, thank you for your comment and a great point being echoed among many in the Bucs Nation right now. Ronde, please help Zion McCollum cover a slant route. He needs your Hall of Fame expertise. We talk a lot about the coaching staff, and that's just what they're missing, man. You got to get back out there.
You didn't see the Facebook tweet yesterday where it said I'm miraculously and ceremoniously rejoining the coaching staff this week. You want
to address that rampant rumor here on this program? Or are you joining the Bucs coaching staff?
No. I like my seat right here way better than what's going on in One Buck Place right now. Even though I do love the talking ball and being around ball. No, I'm not. Zion and slants. Zion had a hand injury. By the way, you spelled Zion wrong too. It's Y. But Zion had a wrist injury. He missed a couple of those games. Game and a half or whatever. Since then, he's not been the same. Corners in the NFL that are really, really good. By the way, I was just watching the Rams defense. I actually did watch football this week. I watched the Rams defense. Zion is built similarly to Emmanuel Forbes. You remember Emmanuel Forbes, first-round draft pick, Washington Redskins? Well, he's now in L.A., and the dude is balling, right? Like, he's got a perfect example of a guy with length that uses his feet before his hands. Zion has stopped doing that for some reason. He's leaving his feet stuck in the ground at the line of scrimmage, turning and running, and so he's always out of position. Earlier in the year, I thought he was like on his way to becoming somebody really good, and I don't know. Since midstream, he's got a target on his back. He's got to figure it out. Is what it is.
They're picking on him. The Saints were clearly
first play of the game.
Yeah, first play of the game.
First play of the game. They're going to try him up top. We know this guy has got some confidence issues, and we're going to check him right now. Incomplete pass. He did have an interception in that game on a miscommunication on the Saints' part. But, yeah, Zion's got to play better, man. I love the kid, man, but he's got to play better.
You know who we can blame?
Who?
For signing him to a contract extension, Mr. Jason Light. Real Bucs Talk brings it up here.
Fired,
we're talking about, listen, I'm the voice of the fans here, okay?
the next tweet here coming from Real Bucs Talk on X.
And I appreciate these guys. They say, let's also look at the top. Huge fan of Jason Light, which we all are. But how many times, year after year, can you neglect an edge rusher or apply urgency to improve it? Being a GM, I understand it looking at the now and the future, but there has been nothing towards that room. In a bombshell report, this came out just a couple of months ago from our friends at Pewter Report, the Bucs were never in on Micah Parsons trade talks. And we've talked all year about how badly the Bucs need just one of those dudes on the defensive line. We can't ever forgive Jason Light at this point.
Look, I'm not going to say he's wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong, every man, by saying you haven't addressed the edge rusher, but I don't get this one. The one thing right about this organization is Jason Light. I mean, he's kept the team flying high for 4 years now. He's re-signed your favorites, right? He's kept the nucleus in place. He got a quarterback on a deal that's friendly to allow us to do some things. But the Micah Parsons deal, we don't have money to pay Micah Parsons. Are you kidding me? That comes with long-term commitments that we're just not ready to make, right? All we got to do is remain competitive, and then those situations will be addressed down the road. Now, there is something that Jason and his staff do, I think, really well. They find guys that want to only be football players and don't have all the distractions. Yeah, sometimes to get the right guy, you might have to step out of that box a little bit.
Now to defend every Bucs fan, there a lot of the chatter that I see from Bucs fans on social media is that they acknowledge that Jason Light is an expert, probably a top 3 to 5 GM in football in drafting talent and finding talent.
Right.
If you look at the last several draft classes, my God, the proof is in the pudding. But that the gripe against Jason Light is his reluctance to bring in help veteran help from outside the organization and make splashy signings, splashing acquisitions from around the league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That has implications on your bottom line in ability to sign other guys that you want to stay in the building, like Antoine Winfield Jr., right? To be able to sign him, to be able to extend Tristan Wirfs and Levante David, even though Levante's not playing great right now. He's a Buck icon. Like, to extend Mike Evans a couple of years ago. You go make those big moves outside. And the Bucs are unique. Like, Mike Greenberg, the assistant general manager, the cap guy, they structure contracts pretty interestingly where they're able to do this. Now, if you go sign one of these big flashy guys and all of a sudden, like, it hampers your ability to do the business the way they've been doing it over the years, I mean, you might have a quick return, but you're not going to have the long-term runway of success like this team has had. Look, we're not the Giants, we're not the Falcons, right? That's the way I look at what Jason has done, right? Those teams, they ride the roller coaster, man, with draft picks and signings. Now, I would love to have Brian Burns. I mean, you said Michael Parsons. I would have taken Brian Burns on a heartbeat. But, you know.
And Hassan Reddick is supposed to be the splashy signing for Jason Light this offseason, right? That
And I got to just comment here on Jason Light as we kind of wrap this up. You know, the mentality is we like our guys. We like our guys. Well, here we are. We like our guys. Some could say to the detriment of the team. And here we are. We like our guys week after week. The coach is up on the podium saying, we got to clean it up. We got to clean this up. You want to do so much cleaning, man, go work at a car wash. I just don't. I don't know if it's a recipe for success
really good at this, right?
when you look at the way they've collapsed this year. We like our guys, but our guys aren't doing anything.
Right. They every man, you're not wrong about that.
It's like he has a podcast.
He does.
It's like this man. It's like this man has a podcast.
Yes, every man. Just go rant.
You want to get dirty? Let's get dirty here. Our good friend Bimbo Slice says, letting Liam Cohen walk set this franchise back. You want to get into the weeds, my friend? You want to get into the weeds, my friend? We're about to talk about the offensive coordinator, but it's hard to ignore the 9-4 Jags right now.
I mean, you can't, right? Am I envious of his success? Absolutely. But, you know, essentially they're right now in the same boat as us. They got to fight for their division, right? Even though it's helped by Indy losing their quarterback. Dude, look, Liam's a different cat. And do not forget that he Irish goodbye'd us at the end. Like, it wasn't like we just let him walk out the door. Liam told us he was coming back and, like, shut his door and was like, shut his door to any other offers. And then next thing you know, he's like tiptoeing out of the building, forgetting stuff, and, like, he's out. So and he's Duvaling it over in Jacksonville. So, like letting him go is different than what he did.
You know,
we didn't let him go.
Again, asking from the point of view of someone who watches every week on TV, how realistic of an opportunity did the Bucs have on Cohen's way out to say, you know what, let's keep him in house. You can't lose a guy like this. Was it on the table for them to actually?
By the way, offered him to be the highest paid coordinator in the NFL. I believe that was the case until the Raiders went and signed Chip Kelly to the highest coordinator deal ever and fired him midstream. So, like, yes, he was supposed to stay. Like, he's only been a coordinator in the NFL for 1 year, right? And he was supposed to stay, and he didn't. And then it leaves us to elevating Josh Grizzard, who certainly, I know every man you have a. I'm sure you have
I think we
Josh
Grizzard.
Well, I truly think in a lot of ways the Bucs are 2 steps ahead of the competition right now. Chestnut checkers is what we say. Artel
I don't even know
Cato
what that
here
means.
Says Josh Grizzard is just sucking on purpose so we don't lose a 3rd straight play caller. You know, the Bucs offense has kind of been in a weird spot these last couple of weeks. Execution errors are going to be a part of it, but a lot of fans not happy with Grizzard right now.
All right, my reaction is literally my reaction when I see mean tweets all week long. It's just like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. It's different. Look, but let me tell you this about Josh Grizzard, right? It's very different to suggest that a guy that was making suggestions on 3rd down calls last year to then installing his own offense, which is really the same offense as Liam Cohen, and then having to do so with half of your starters laid up, that's totally different. He's going through growing pains for sure because he doesn't have some of the answers, right? He doesn't have this wealth of football knowledge to know how to deal in game situations or how teams are trying to attack what he's already doing to know how to counter it. right? That's where the Sean McVays and the Kyle Shanahans of the world are geniuses, right? They've seen it all. They've been through the fire. I mean, both of them were with John Gruden, who had more formulas for how to beat defenses than anybody. Liam left them like hanging. Like he just left us hanging. And then Josh Grisar was the best option. So I think we just have to accept that we're going to have to deal with some of this right now. And if we get into playoffs, we get into playoffs. But I don't know. Do I want him to leave? No. Josh is a smart guy, man. And he'll figure it out. You know what also was that nobody really talked about was when Tom Moore took a leave of absence for like a couple of weeks. He's like the guy that our offense leans on, right? Wealth of experience, right? Knowledge. He's called plays for the best quarterback in history, right?
Make him head coach.
Right.
Every Bucs fan.
Every man.
There it is.
Every man. Jesus. You're going to get out of here right now. I'm going to give you one more. I'm going to give you one more mean tweet.
All right. Let's talk about the quarterback. This is just a fun situation before we get into the struggles here because people are upset. But it is going to be insane when Baker Mayfield inevitably gets hurt. The Bucs bring in Tom Brady, and it's Tom Brady versus Phillip Rivers in the Super Bowl. Huh?
Old man bowl.
Are you not entertained?
I am entertained.
You thought that it was old with Flacco against Rodgers a couple weeks ago. No,
so Brady's going to pull a Steve DeBerg. Yeah, that's going to happen. Still, well, I mean, I guess Phillip Rivers is pulling a Steve DeBerg, and if you don't know what I mean, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But dude, look, Baker's fine. Like, is he hurt? I think he's dealing with injuries that are hampering his ability to make some of the connections that he was making earlier in the year. But I remember how good he was earlier in the year, and I probably have hope in one hand and something else in another. Which one's going to fill up first. But look, he's playing behind a bad, inconsistent offensive line. You can feel it when you watch him play that he doesn't have that same confidence that drove him earlier in the year. And that's no insult to Kevin Carberry, their offensive line coach, who I think is excellent. But we haven't had our starting offensive line play one snap together this year, which is just nuts. That is just crazy to think what we have to overcome, what Josh Grisard has to overcome, what Baker has to overcome, what the entire offense has to overcome to execute. And it's showing right now. We're just not sharp. We're just not sharp right now. And you got 4 weeks to figure it out. All right, get out of here, every fan.
All right. Let's hear it for producer Redfield Jr. YouTube comment section. Can you guys let us know, was this a good representative of your angst and frustration?
Oh, totally. And he nailed it, actually. But I'm spinning this positive, JB. Let's set the tone for the next 4 weeks, right?
Let's do it.
Yes, the Bucs are 7-6, right? Certainly hit a skid, right? But it's December, man, and like December matters, right? You have to be resilient. You have to find ways to make adjustments, but most importantly, you got to finish strong. That's what this team needs to figure out how to do, right? I'm not going to emphasize hope because that's just like, blah. But here's why, right? Unlike last year's Super Bowl losers, they're still above 500. The Chiefs, by the way, which I picked the upset last week, are under 500. And the NFC is just a packed group, man. So despite like what has been a malaise, if you will, for the last month and a half, they're squarely in the playoff picture. And that's, as Bucs fans, everyday Buc fan over there, look, be happy that we control our own destiny, right? Every loss has been competitive, minus Detroit and the Los Angeles Rams. Right? They've all been a one-score game, which if you roll it back to the beginning of the season, we won all those one-score games, right? We should have lost to the Jets, dude, but we found a way to make plays at the end of that game. Baker did to win that game. We could have lost to Atlanta. You remember Emeka's second touchdown on the double post to Mike and Emeka, where we win at the death knell? Like, that is what this team has been all year, and it's really what the NFL has been this year. So one thing is for sure, though, December is 100% about momentum. And if you don't have it, if you're not able to hit your stride in December, you're going nowhere, right? But it's laid out for the Bucs. It's 3 division games. So familiarity breeds understanding, right? Twice against Carolina, this week against Atlanta, and a sampling of crazy Mike McDaniel at the end of the year. So look, there's tons of parity in this league. The NFL has exactly what it wants, and it really does. We should be excited about like this finish, right? This ability to know you are what you are, but find a way to overcome it. Baker shows that same toughness and leadership that he's been showing all year. We're going to be fine, right? He's gritty. He's got stability. You know, he can rise up a level. Imagine if Teddy Bridgewater or Kyle Trask was leading this team right now, right? What would you be feeling about your hopes and dreams at this point? Look, playmakers got to step up. And I'll just say this one more time. Emeka, stop dropping the ball, bro. Like, you have to be the best version of yourself, right? And whether it's Bucky, whether it's Rashad, whether it's Sean Tucker, look, you've had success running the ball. Find it, right? Last week, we found success running the ball at the end, in the middle of the game out of nowhere. Like, where did that come from? But lean on that, right? And in defense, get rid of the mistakes, the lapses, like the schematic tweaks that, you know, put us in position not to make plays. This fan base is like rampant about defense here. And yet it's hard to reconcile that our communication is terrible, our adjustments are terrible, and we're not playing fast, furious defense. Every year, JB, like you come into the league or to the season, you all have expectations. Part of the joy of sports, right, is that you have expectations for your team. It's funny because it's always predicated on feelings and whatnot, but there is a reality, right, that is hard. It's hard to be good year in and year out, and we haven't been great this year. There's by no lack of imagination will we say that we are a really good team. We're not. We're a pretty average team, but there's a lot of pretty average teams in the league. So at this point, just got to realize that's who this team is, man, and try to find the best version of ourselves. And the only way we can do that is not be every fan. Last thing I'll say, the reinforcements on the way. I truly believe when Evans comes back and McMillan come back, offense changes. It'll boost like morale, like to have the best players available. They have talent, man. Like this is not an untalented football team. They need 3 of these last 4 wins and beat Carolina twice, and we're there. So schedules, leadership, playoff hope, all that stuff aside, you got to get hot. Now's the time to get hot. And if they don't, we'll be in here talking about the Valspar Championship next week.
which we very well might be doing. Let me add one fact to your wonderful silver lining here for Bucs fans to kind of calm everybody down in the room, all the Bucs fans that are shouting from the rooftop. The Bucs could lose this week. They could lose against the Falcons on Thursday Night Football in front of a national audience.
Boo.
They could.
Somebody boo this man.
They could. And still win the division.
That's right.
Because you have you have the Panthers for 2 more games.
Yeah.
So again, playing in the NFC South has its advantages.
All right. Before we finish the A block real quick, let's run through the NFC South really fast. We already know what we feel about the Bucs. What about the Falcons? Like unmitigated disaster, much hype, hope, quarterback, Penix.
Keyword unmitigated.
Right?
Yeah.
But all they can do is finish the fight and try to play spoiler, right?
Yep.
What about the Saints?
They're just trying to. I think they're just testing Tyler Shuck to see what exactly he's got and if he's gonna progress.
100% rebuild mode. That team for sure, right? They think they found a quarterback. They got to find out. Really, I think the rest of the year they're just trying to figure out what's going on their roster. Who's going to be there in 2026? The surprise of the season across the league, right, is Carolina, right? Quarterback might be a Jag still, but the team knows how to win. Irony for me is that they're like us. And back in the day when we were good, Carolina tried to emulate us, and they actually did emulate us and then got better than us. It kind of feels like that's where we are right now. So it's a battle for an unexpected title for them. And just like us, they control their destiny. So don't forget that.
And I remember when all 3 of you were here, you and the Scotts, and you said it was not going to come down to the final week of the regular season.
You know what? We all can't be experts all the time.
It's going to come down to the final week of the regular season. The Rondé Barber Show will be back right after this.
You're watching the Rondé Barber Show, sponsored by Renewal by Andersen. Superior products, exceptional service. And by Advent Health, the exclusive hospital of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, here's NFL Hall of Famer Rondé Barber. And a guy who thinks getting on the green is a misdemeanor, JB Buno.
Rondé, you don't want to take me out on the golf course.
Oh, my God. I can't wait to take you out on the golf course.
No, it's not going to look very, very pretty. Welcome back, everybody, to the Rondé Barber Show. It is time now to take a look at a division that all of a sudden has tremendous intrigue, and that being the AFC South. That is not a mistake there with the gentleman on the left side of your screen, as we mentioned earlier on in the program.
Look at that. Look at that.
Colts signing.
You're projecting him into the starting lineup. This is a good exercise.
Philip
for us.
Rivers.
Yeah, this is a good exercise for us, JB, for the next 4 weeks, since we have 4 weeks left. South, north, east, west, the divisions. We can tackle all of them in the next 4 weeks. But let's start with the AFC South. And I'm glad you put Philip Rivers up there, because Daniel Jones' resurgence and then torn Achilles is like the saddest thing ever, dude. I feel so bad for DJ, but look. They are desperate right now, and desperate times call for desperate measures, buddy. You're signing 44-year-old Philip Rivers, whose son actually looks, I mean, he's a high school player, but his son looks like a stud. Like, he could probably play in the NFL. Dude, the new owners, who are they? Charlie, Ursay Gordon, Casey Foyt, and Kalen Jackson. I'm sure their first year in charge has been very, very entertaining. They go out and sign Sauce Gardner because they think they can win now. You know, you have a quarterback competition that is won by Daniel Jones, and now you're in desperation mode. Good luck. Good luck, Colts.
Philip Rivers is closer in age to Rondé Barber than he is Daniel Jones. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about this.
Fact.
That tells you everything that you need to know. And it's not even close, by the way. Not even close.
By the way, Philip Rivers, semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So if he plays, he's out. If he goes
the clock resets.
It resets. If he goes up to the 53-man roster this week or next week or whenever, he's out.
What do you expect from Philip Rivers? What do you expect from the Colts? Is it just going to be like, is it must-see TV?
It's must-see TV just because, but it's like turn around and hand the ball to Jonathan Taylor and make Philip Rivers throw 5-yard passes. Apparently him and Steichen have a great relationship. They keep up. They run
and similar playbook
or whatever that he's running at the high school that his kid plays at. So what do I expect? Not much. Remember I said probably 4 weeks ago that if the Colts don't win the AFC South, that somebody got abducted by aliens. Well, essentially Daniel Jones getting hurt and them on this 4-game skid, or they've won one out of those 4 games. Like, that's them getting abducted by aliens. All right, move on to the Titans. They got their second win of the season.
Yeah.
Right? Cam Ward.
I think Cam Ward shows flashes, man.
Yeah.
Is that a hot take? I don't know.
I think it's a good take. I mean, look, he's a number 1 pick for a reason. It's not like you can just discount him as being a bust. He's not. Like, they're finished this year. They ride it out. Like, it's not going to be easy, being the untalented cupcake on everybody's schedule all year long, but that's kind of what they've been. So they just need to figure out which young players. Obviously, they've got to find a coach next year because they fired their coach early in the year. But they need to figure out what young players they can rely on. And then for those young players, including this quarterback, remember what this tastes like. Remember what like disappointment tastes like, and see how they can go forward. All right, Jaguars.
Yep.
Since we brought them up earlier, every man talking about Liam Cohen, 9-4, Duval, sitting in the driver's seat in the NFC because of Liam, but also because of an easy schedule, dude. They've had impressive wins versus the Chargers and the Colts, who lost their quarterback last week, but they just gotta find a way to finish fast. Like, they're going to destroy the Jets this week, right? And then, JB, they just need Trevor Lawrence not to muck it up.
Yeah,
because he's about as average as they come, and
pretty pedestrian for a number 1 overall pick.
Right, he's just, look at his numbers; they're just, it's just like he's not the reason they're winning. It's some pretty decent coaching going on. All right, last one in this division, the Texans.
Ooh, man,
why am I so excited?
Okay, your love for the Colts earlier on in the year. Now I feel every week I feel you getting warmer and warmer towards these Texans.
I've switched. Look, Houston's defense is among the best in the league, right? CJ Stroud's finally showing like a sign of like the guy that was really good his rookie year, his former self. Look, dominant December defense. You like that alliteration, don't you, Red?
Yeah.
It's always key for success. So if they're able to get into the playoffs, they're going in hot, dude, because the defense is just lighting people up and the offense is finding its stride. Like, they have very winnable games. The Cards and the Raiders next, and then they have to play the Chargers and the Colts. So this is fun times ahead in the AFC South, man. It's as interesting division, I think, as there is. I mean, minus obviously the Titans.
The Texans coming completely feels like out of nowhere. Fun division to be paying attention to this week if you're an NFL fan, and if you're not every Bucs fan, just locked in on the Bucs. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch these games play out. And that brings us to what else is going on in the league, because that we treat in our Pick Six segment.
Have I still not caught you? God.
Man. One game. And this is the week you're going to catch up.
Yeah?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why. Ronde, yes, for our podcast listeners that do not see the graphic on screen, I have a 1-game lead over the Hall of Famer Rondé Barber. And I'm 25-14. Ronde is 24-15. He's trying to catch up. If you've never watched the show before, the way the Pick Six works is you pick your favorite of the week, your underdog of the week, and then Ronde and I both pick the Bucs game. So, Ronde, would you like to go first or second this week?
I'm going to go second. I went first last
all right.
week. I got to find a way to switch it up. So
you're not going to believe this. Oh, okay. All right. This is so...
You're picking the...
No. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Time out. My picks were so unpredictable this week that I think Rhett has the graphic backwards. I think he has the graphic backwards. So we're gonna have to... We might have to give this some treatment.
Okay.
But I have the Colts upsetting the Seahawks.
Okay. I was getting ready to say.
I have the Colts. Yeah, there we go. You gotta move it on over.
There you go.
I have the Colts winning. I have it being look, and here's why. Here's my thinking on it. Someone's got to pick the Colts this week. Someone in the world has to be crazy enough, lunatic enough. No. You can call this a bad pick. You can call this a bad pick. I think it's Cinderella, man.
Hey.
I think out of nowhere, I think Phillip Rivers comes in and provides the like an instant classic that they'll play on NFL Network for years to come.
So you're basically picking up the baton that I dropped on the track, the Colts track.
Yeah,
you're just picking it up, taking it, and running
taking
with
it. I think I don't know. I wanted a crazy out of left field pick, and
I'm okay with it.
And so I have the Colts as a dog. To offset that ridiculous pick, I'm going to take the Jaguars, staying with the AFC South,
right?
To I don't know, just destroy the Jets.
Yeah,
that's a bad football team,
right.
Guys.
They're just
Jets fans. And then I'm not going to do it. I am picking the Bucs to win on Thursday Night Football.
That a boy. All right. That's bold of you. All right, my side. All right, here we go. Packers at Broncos. Packers are dogs on the road, and I got them beating Denver.
Okay.
Dude, Christian Watson is starting to go. Garrett, from the chicken coop over here, Garrett, always. Christian Watson is starting to go off. He's on my fantasy football team. He's the reason I'm winning every week. They have a top 5 defense. Nobody talks about this with Green Bay. They always talk about Jordan Love. Can he do this? They have a top 5 defense. Micah, who every man wished was on our team if Jason would have been able to sacrifice our entire future to sign, is tied for 3rd in sacks. Now, he's not going to get the lead ever because Myles Garrett's going to do that.
Yeah.
But he's got 12.5 sacks, dude. This defense is playing great, man. So it's going to be a good game. Yes, Denver is living on the edge every single week. This is the week they fall off. I'm taking Green Bay on the road.
Okay.
Right. Saints, Panthers. I'm picking the Saints at home. Just because I want the Panthers to lose.
Yeah.
This is an emotional pick, right? I'm the everyman fan, every Buck fan right now saying, I don't care how it happens, but the Panthers need to lose more games than us going down the stretch. So this is that one.
This was my original pick, and I flipped.
Yes.
I flipped. So
Tyler Shuck looked all right last week, man. I'm gonna give him credit. There's 2 rushing touchdowns. Like, they were legit. They were legit. All right, and if Tampa can't beat the Falcons this week, we are officially taking them off of the pick six. That's a hot take. Right
there you go. There's some barbecue action
Right.
right there. So there you have it. There for our pick six segment. There you have it. The Rondé Barber Show will be back right after this.
It's time for you to Ask Rondé, sponsored by Advent Health and Renewal by Andersen.
Before we get to your questions from AskRondé.com and, of course,
thank you,
other
man.
events that we have Rondé Barber attend, that's exactly why I bring up the fact that Rondé Barber attends events where we field Ask Rondé questions, is because on Thursday, everybody, ahead of Thursday Night Football, the man here, the man of the people, the people's champ, Rondé Barber, and I, as a very, very small side dish of broccoli, will be there at Raymond James Stadium over by Bucs Beach, meeting and greeting you, fans of the Rondé Barber Show.
Let's do this.
So you guys get exclusive heads up. Come hang out with Rondé and I over by the tent. So you look for the WFLA tent. Rondé, you looking forward to it?
I can't wait. Can't wait.
Get to meet the people.
Man, I will not have a uniform on. I will not be JPP.
And you'll have an opportunity not just to meet Rondé, but we'll have the camera there at the WFLA tent, and you could submit your questions on site with Rondé there. Your Ask Rondé questions for a chance to win some signed merchandise by the one and only Hall of Famer himself.
We got three weeks, and we're running out of names.
Running out of prizes.
Let's go.
If you submit a video selfie question to AskRondé.com, your name gets entered in the carousel. It's a pretty good chance that
do it.
You're going to get your name picked. So this week, it's Kendall.
Hi Rondé, my name is Kendall Daughtry, and I wanted to ask you, what is the coldest temperature you have ever played in, and how was that experience?
Kendall, Parker Street girl, right? We played at Philly, obviously, the first game that we won under 40 degrees or whatever that stupid stat was that was irrelevant. Last week of the year, that year, 2002, we played in Champaign, Illinois.
Wow.
Bears Stadium was getting redone, and we played the Bears in Champaign, and it was as cold as I have ever been.
December 29th, 2002?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to check the box score. Sometimes in the box score, they list the
I don't
degrees.
know what it says it was, but it got dark. And I don't know what time the game was, but it got dark and it got really cold at the end of that game. Probably the only other one was, I remember we played Green Bay. I think I've said this multiple times. We played Green Bay. Martin Gramatica was kicking for us, and I remember we lost on the last second field goal. And the wind chill in Green Bay, I think, was like -11 or something. It was absolutely insane that we were out there playing football. And of course, I'm trying to big boy it and not wear sleeves, and that's like the stupidest thing I think I've ever done. So
the game in Champaign, Illinois, was really cold. I mean, really cold. It was 38 degrees.
Yeah.
No, I'm calling weak sauce on that. 30. That's the coldest game you ever played at 38 degrees.
That was at the start of the game.
Oh,
telling you.
So you think
in the fourth quarter? Not like Rob Johnson starting a quarterback for us. It's like a slog fest against a bad Bears team. That was a cold day. Derek Brooks actually had an interception for a touchdown that game. They gave him the record for touchdown returns in a season. It was a heck of a game. But
would you rather play
miserable.
football in 32-degree weather like that day in Champaign, Illinois, or 100-degree heat in Tampa?
Oh, in the cold all day long. You can run forever. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you'd rather play in the cold?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Than the heat?
Yes.
Why?
It's the heat. You're just drained. Like you can't replenish the fluids fast enough. Like that's supposed to be our advantage down here in Florida, but it doesn't always work out that way. But the games I struggled with the most were the excessively hot ones. Like because you can't get yourself back going. But those cold games, dude, you can run all day.
Now, the cold games, I find this interesting. The cold games now, they have like these state-of-the-art advancements to help warm you up on the sideline. You see them now, like
it's everything.
The massive coats that are like triple insulated, and then they have all the heaters on the sideline. So NFL players are clearly getting cushy, as you would expect, treatment to stay warm. But do you ever look at that and be like, man,
I was looking at them the other day.
I wish I had that.
They had the sunshade on the sideline, and it was actually the Ring of Honor game when Simeon was here, and me and Sapp and Brooks were sitting up in the suite going, man, take that shade down, man. Don't show signs of weakness. Come on, man. Like, you got to embrace it. You got to embrace the suck. Learn to love to be miserable, as Ron Marinelli used to always say. If you don't, I don't know. Mike T used to always say, too, the coldest coach loses. So don't be cold, don't be hot. Just deal.
Don't have a frozen Andy Reid mustache. The Rondé Barber Show, looking for your questions, and we'll be looking for you on Thursday Night Football as we make our picks here. Yeah, we hope to see you out there at Raymond James Stadium before the game.
Here we go. The 50th season mini helmet. These are my favorites.
Cool, yeah, the mini helmets are actually really cool, dude.
And then the winner is Tiffany Borrego.
Tiffany! Woo-hoo. Yeah.
Congrats, girl.
We will be provided that you live in the Tampa Bay area.
Yes.
We will be in touch with, there's way too many people who've entered, but without being in the Tampa Bay area. If you live in the Tampa Bay area, Tiffany, we'll be in touch. And of course, we'll let you know how you can claim your prize. Submit your video selfie questions to AskRondé.com to be on the show. And yeah, there's a pretty good chance you're going to win some awesome signed merch from the one and only Hall of Famer, host of the program, Rondé Barber. Rondé, been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
we had the people as part of this program.
This was a good program. This was fun.
And of course, we look forward to having you join us and the whole WFLA family outside Raymond James Stadium tomorrow night.
See you then.
All right, everybody. For Rondé Barber, I'm JB Buno. We really appreciate your time here from the Stream Center on the Rondé Barber Show.
Thank you for watching the Rondé Barber Show on YouTube. To see how we produce digital shows like this one, check out the new Parker Street YouTube channel. Subscribe now.